Freedom 35, 5, 5, 5.
Dude, start the podcast.
Wow.
Welcome, everybody. Freedom 35ers, Cardano NFT podcast, episode 91, technically episode 92 for all the OGs out there. My name is Tommy. I go by TOWNY.
My name is TJ. I'll go by Lazy T.
And I am the other Tom. I go by Lavish Bear.
And tonight, Tommy Salami.
I almost blew it. I almost
Tommy
said Tommy
Salami.
Salami there. I was I almost said it. My name is Tommy Salami.
You sure you're not
I'm so
Tommy
ready for
Bologna
it.
down there?
Tommy Bologna? Yeah, maybe.
Oh, that's a throwback reference right there. Tommy Salami. I'm surprised you've never used that one before.
Yeah, I don't know. We usually try to kind of connect it. Well, we try to connect it to like a project a little bit more. It's a little more fun, trying to kind of be creative with the reference. But we don't.
We're
It's not
running
a
out
lot
of
of
references.
project news. Yeah, we don't have a lot of like kind of direct projects to talk about this week or this fall transition here right now. Yeah.
Where are we right now? Nobody knows, dude. TJ
What year
over
is
here.
it?
Keeping it, original.
Keeping it period. Keeping it 100.
Keeping it period.
Oh, TJ just got out of his own little metaverse there for a second. I just threw me the fuck off right there. Oh man. And yeah, of course I'm revving the gang back over here in honor of our Monday night live stream over here. Derp Birds. That was gang. Derp. No man.
Just love when I see that on Zoom. It says gang started stream. So stupid.
I don't even know where I came from. That whole NPC thing was just the Derp. It just, there's like a meme that just revolves anytime you talk about Derp. And Monday night was no different over there. Dude, they got Dave pretty bad. I don't know if you guys saw their Discord.
Yeah, Dave,
all,
the clips they had going with him
afterwards, because Dave was getting real passionate about it. I don't even know what we were talking about in the live stream, but he's just like something like, it's like, oh my God. But he did it in a way where he just like rolled his eyes back and the chat got him, man. It was bad. But it was funny, man.
And that's why they're so much fun, though. I mean, I think we probably told them that 20 times because it's true. I mean, just the amount of that we enjoy interacting with their community, even just on a Twitter post, seeing them show up and how much you can feel that they're having fun, that they're enjoying it.
How perfect is this as we're looking at the recap over here on this Wednesday, that the number of likes is 69 for this as well. It's just like I said, everything's a meme. Nice. Yeah. No, it all just kind of feels like, I feel like it was always perfect timing when we get a chance to talk to him. Like you said, last year when we had him on, he pretty much called it, was like, look guys, the rocket. Dude, I can't speak ever. But the rocket ship is like primed for launch, and he was right. Lock it in. That is ready to blow.
ready to blow.
Dude, I was literally trying to hit a soundboard and I just missed it. I got to get the things like all lined up.
Oh my God.
I was so bad about that. But no, man. Yeah. So we get them in a year later over here. And of course, Derps are just like already, starting to take off just with everything they got going on with the whole Outpost thing. And then the day that we have the stream set up with them, they go and announce the merger or acquisition, I guess, Bazuki. A word and a project that I learned how to pronounce that night. Because I always just call them Bajuki.
I just kind of always said it in my
silent.
head and avoided saying it out loud as much as possible, pretty much.
Yeah.
So what is the pronunciation again? Say it again.
Is Bajuski.
Bajuski. Got it.
I heard Dave say it multiple times before I felt confident going ahead and saying that.
So just like it's spelled pretty much, but I mean, still it is kind of.
But that Z is a hard one.
Yeah, because it's not. You're not ready for it. The cadence.
You don't ever pronounce Bajus.
The 2 U's and 2 R's.
Yeah, 4 U's and 2. Was that fucking Harold and Kumar reference?
Is that the first one or the second?
That's the second one.
That's the second one.
That's the second one. What's his name? Rob something. The bald headed dude. He's like playing like the FBI agent or something like that.
Oh no, that's not that scene. It's when they get arrested on the. That's not that scene.
No,
at all.
so no, it's what's his
It is
name?
a gas station.
It's the gas
Stu.
station.
It's
Stu.
Stu. It's
first-
Ed Helms.
Yeah, no,
Yeah,
it's not at all. No, you're thinking of the
100%.
second one during the translation. It's a cop at the gas station. that takes
Oh
him to jail.
yeah. But
And
they
the one
must have.
guy's in there, and he's like the guy with the big. He's like, I'm gay, I'm black, and I got a big dick. Of course, they hate me. That scene. It's that part. It's not the part you're thinking of. The translator part. But that part's great. Too.
I am talking about the translator part.
It's Rob Corddry and
Yes.
Ed Helms. Yeah.
Ed Helms was the one. Where they're doing the parents are there.
I
and
don't
they're
know
asking,
what he
like,
just
Kumar,
said,
how do you spell
but
that?
Fuck you, buddy.
Yeah, I don't know what you just said, but fuck you.
They said something about going on the offensive.
Oh, that movie in 2023 probably does not tend well for the PC-ness.
Not at all.
At all. But amazing movie reference over there. It's like Tropic Thunder. It's one of those that doesn't age. I mean, Tropic Thunder is an amazing movie. That's a whole other topic, I guess. But back to Derps over here for that little timestamp.
I will say this is one I think before we got on, we all kind of mentioned we're like, damn, our live streams Mondays. We start at 9 o'clock, so we've had a full day. We all work full-time jobs. Dave said he does as well. So we're like, man, it's just been a really long day. We're all pretty tired. Even for him, he's like, it's like for his time zone, it was still a little earlier in the afternoon. He's like, I still usually go to bed around now because I'm up early. But once we start going, the energy he brings, and it's something I remember from the first time we met him, because that was the first time I talked to him when he came on the first show. And right away when we started off, I was like, and like hyped up, like, all right, let's go. And that's same with this time. Like he brings it every time. I forgot about being tired, and I didn't feel that from him at all. Like he brings it every time, the amount of information he has.
That hour flew by too. Like you said, we were like, we're not going to go do the whole 2-hour stream tonight. We're going to do Derp Birds and that's it. But like, I honestly could have done probably 2 hours. We just kind of were like, knowing like he had a schedule, we were like, we're only going to knock this out in an hour. And it's like, damn, we could have kept going if we really wanted to. But like you said, the energy, the passion that he has and the drive he has for that project, working full time, and also like he said he lives with the in-laws right now. They're like trying to save as much cost as he can. Like he's trying to give everything back to this project to allow it to grow in a tough market. And that's what I think that's why a lot of people feel that same passion. They see the person leading the project and him, just him being a level-headed founder out there and trying to find ways for this project to grow. I think that's why you've seen the success. And we talked about that. Like they scaled so well from when they started 2 years ago, which 2 years, again, is a long time inside this industry. But to see them adapt, TJ, you mentioned that a few times of like how they grew over the years and have been able to not just take advantage of a trend, but like really study it and then make a decision. He said that with the Outpost thing, right? Where instead of like just doing all the buzzwords, like the game, the metaverse, the DAOs, all the different key stuff we've seen throughout the years, they're like, look, the mining thing actually makes sense because it can give back to our holders. It can help raise capital over here. And it does it in a way where it doesn't feel like we're just trying to sell you more stuff.
Although that's what I was saying Monday too, they're dialed in. They're collectors themselves as far as being community members too. So they know exactly kind of like what they would want probably in a project too. And they just brought it within their own.
Yeah.
And that's something I thought about too. And he said that, TJ, because the amount of people we've talked to where he said that, like, oh, they're collectors, they're part of the space. But I think, I'm not calling anyone out here, but just in general across the space, not even people we necessarily maybe specifically talked to, but just a lot of the project founders are in some ways have been, of course, are usually familiar with crypto for the most part. And I think we've seen some where they're like, oh, they're collectors. So they know what they need to do to sell out and make money for themselves, not maybe make a successful project or a project that has any real legs on it. And that's because they know the space well and they are collectors. Or in these cases, like when I feel it when we talk, Demosthenes on Mallard, when we talk to Dave, it's very similar where it's like they are tuned into the space. They know what people want. And it's in a way, though, to make their project as successful as possible and to bring people things that are actually going to work or that they want, as opposed to just being like kind of hoping it works and rolling the dice and being like, damn, they didn't really have a lot of good reception. Like they really make sure it's done correctly the first time.
Yeah. And it's fun to be a part of that community. I understand it's more fun when things obviously are going your way. So understand like they've been through the tough times. Like you remember Derp Birds at one point were down to like almost like anywhere between like a 38 a floor or something like that. I don't know if they actually got down to 15. I don't remember thinking, but they were down to like 38 at one point. To see them, they've been through their harsh time, but they've also grown from that and gotten to where they're at, now still building. So it's really good to see that, the overall community, I guess. I've seen so much over on Twitter, and also wanted to shout out, people over here who are tagging us. Like, it's actually very humbling to see. Obviously, we're not here to be the YouTubers that pump our bags or anything like that. But when somebody can take in and kind of watch the founder jump onto the stream and be like, yeah, I like what that guy's saying, I'm in.
Yep.
I think that's an even bigger like compliment over there. Because again, shout out to these people over here. So, after listening to him over on our show, I had to pick him up. Really excited to Soul.
Cool to
I think
I've been shopping too. I mean, I'm pumping
Yeah.
someone else's back here because like these are not usually projects we either hold any of, or if we do, maybe it's like one as a group, or like I have one, TJ has two, Tommy has none, or Tommy has three, and we have none. It's usually not like we're all sitting on 40 of these, or we went really hard. In fact, you and me, TJ, aren't really.
I got one Derp
people. Yeah, exactly. So since then, I was during the show. You can see towards the back half, I'm like I actually had to stop for a bit because I was like looking at them, and then I was like, wait, I gotta I want to pay attention to what Dave's saying, so I got to like put these like to the side for afterwards. That's actually what I did after we got off the show. I turned my camera on. We talked to him about still like another 30 minutes or so, and I was just looking at Derp birds pretty much the whole time. So I'm pumping someone else's bags in this case.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's just fun to see all the community kind of dive in. Like the Soul over here, I was like, he's like, I didn't know they had just the head trait. Like when you get the NFT, it like gives you just only the actual. I don't know if you guys have ever noticed that either. Inside the metadata, it gives you like the original NFT that it was before the old or the new artwork. Gives you the new artwork, and then it gives you just a transparent head over there, so you can use it. And that's why a lot of them always get the memes going over there. And that's how I was able to do mine as well.
I didn't know that either.
And I was like,
PNG,
yo, I said to host the Soul over there, I was like, imagine the Derp Palantir. And he just kind of was like, oh, there you go. That would be a good little combo right there for them.
Yep.
It was really humbling to kind of see that with the community. Like you said, Tom, the Derp show up. We went ahead and, we've done some follow-up posts, just kind of reiterating, hey, we had a founder on here. It was, a great community, and everybody shows up on every single one of these posts, and it even gets us inspired to kind of make some fun things too. I don't know, TJ, did you even see the video I posted tonight?
I did.
Okay.
I watched it earlier.
I was just like us just having some fun with them too, and obviously the community really enjoys it. And I think that's what makes it fun for us, because it inspires us to kind of want to grow and have some fun content out there that can interact with their community. And it's fun to see it receptive with them.
Well, it's just like you said, it does help. It just gives you kind of that extra push. I know what you mean when you're working on these, because it's one of those things where I've sat down, had ideas that I would enjoy making, and I know would be fun videos. But it's kind of like that payment reward thing where I'm going to be paying 4 or 5, 6 hours of time to get this done correctly or done well, unless it is meant to be more shit posty, which you can do it quicker. But if there's some you want to do right, or it's going to take some more time to actually get done correctly, if it was just to show you and like you and TJ, would I spend 6 hours? Probably not. Would I spend 25, 30 minutes, an hour? Sure. Yeah. I get lost. Sometimes it should be 20 minutes. Then I get a little carried away. It takes an hour, but those are fun. That's an extra time that I'm doing some having fun. Time flies kind of thing. But when these ones that are like, all right, this would be a good video and it would be hilarious, but like, am I going to get five hours working on this, and we get 7 people that end up seeing it to enjoy it, and I'm glad they do enjoy it. It's great. But it's just next time it's like, well, I probably won't spend 7 hours. Yeah, maybe if I have something that takes 45 minutes, then I'll invest it. So when you see this, so it's always great. It's a nice little payoff.
Absolutely.
To kind of get the whole point is to getting to share it with as many people as possible. It's not really collecting those likes, but seeing that many people that enjoyed it is where the enjoyment on our end comes from.
100%.
Yeah, I was gonna say, even like I said, the thumbnail this week, instead of doing our traditional giveaway, got a little inspired as we were doing it, hiding some little Easter egg things in there, and we did use that to do a giveaway. And like it was just fun. Like it was a good time. Had fun making this thumbnail this week because they had so much content. I do enjoy that about them as well. Is that there's so many memes, there's so many community built things in there that gives us as like content creators like some stuff to work with right there, and I enjoy having, just not having to scrap for stuff where we can just be like, yeah, dude, they've got so many things. Where do we want to kind of frame this week? So it's always
I really want that poster that they made. That shit is so.
Oh, you mean the one that was made by?
Oh, Bazuki. There you go.
Yes.
There you go. The 100%. 100%. Oh no, it looks so good too. Like the way that they have.
Well, just that was one of the biggest, like that. I mean, that was in the first like 5 minutes we were talking to him too, and it was like, all right, damn, we're already like dropping like my mouth. I need to pick my chin up off the ground, because he looked at this and then he's like, oh yeah, we didn't even actually do this. They did this and they just captured it perfectly. And we're like,
I was like, what? Yeah,
so good.
Like they did such a good job on that.
It looks like a teaser poster for like a show.
Oh yeah, easy for sure, easy.
Oh, Oh, and that's what I'm saying is they got potential to go a route like that, you know, as they continue to build out this universe. They really have a lot of different ways.
They have art style with enough personality to it too that people would find it funny. It has that kind of like weird, goofy, like not.
It stands out.
Always clean. Yeah, exactly. Like I mean, you look at like all the top shows, especially when we were growing up, like on Adult Swim and stuff. Like you look how weird some of that art was. This is exactly within theme of that.
Yeah, the snail racing, all that fun stuff, the drapes. Like they've got a deep. They're building their lore and their story right now, and it's not traditional at all by any means. But it's like I said, even when they do things like this, where it's just like you look at the you know, the amount of stuff that they can generate from these, it's like they have a lot there to work with, and it could only grow. I'm just imagine what it can grow, especially if you get the right people involved with it that are interested. Like, hey, I got more and more eyes in this. I could do some really cool stuff for you guys. Let's try this, and then you know, you never know where it could go from there. I wanted to shout that out too because we were talking about big people inside the community over there. AJ Goldman, I saw a few people jump into there, but it was another notable one with a pure pred over here. Just the people are buying in like heavy too, not just you know, buying a dirt bird and saying hi. So people are putting up some ADA to get in here, and I've seen that echoed throughout multiple people on their community. So really big shout out to the Dirt Birds and Dave for jumping over onto the live stream this past Monday. It was a good stream, and one of the most fun ones.
I was going to say too, I know what you mean. Even just working on the graphics, how much fun it can be when they do have like all those assets to work with. Now, you know, obviously this is from a very, you know, weird point of view. We don't expect like all these new projects to go in out of their way to provide us with extra graphics and things like that. So we can make more fun.
It would be nice.
But it's fantastic when you do have it. Or even sometimes we've talked to projects and they've sent over some of those PNGs so we don't have to like, you know, crop them off their website or something and like edit them and move them all around. They're bad resolution. But the amount that they have to work with. I mean, anytime we talk to them, it's just like, oh, we're using a dirt. I mean, well, probably have a dirt bird background for this show, you know, coming up on Friday when you're listening right now, because they just have so many colorful things that just fit so well and have so much going on beyond just you know, some textures and then maybe a couple of their NFTs. It's just a lot of fun to play with.
Yeah. And like I said, I think half the things I used even in this thumbnail this week was all just like meme stuff generated. It wasn't even necessarily like their official things. It was just like community generated stuff that it's fun, and you know, and it's a good time. And then, like I said, it's always nice when you get an appreciative, like, oh, they dropped that in there. Like that's a fun little Easter egg. Like you can find those little things, and I like doing those just personally when we're making these thumbnails.
You're a little Easter eggs.
I'm a little Easter egg, man. I don't know where I was going with that one.
I'm a little Easter egg, man.
Oh man. Well, taking a more serious turn here, guys. I think last week hey, we're getting the bear market, right? We wouldn't be right now to kind of talk about it because these were some big topics that we didn't get the chance to touch base on Monday, but have been happening, and I think they deserve a conversation over here, at least in general sense. So we're not going to dive into each individual's issue going on over here. But two notable projects inside the Cardano space, NFT space, Phoenix Arena and Disco Solaris, have had issues, and people are rugs, whatever you want to call them, maybe failed business ventures, not enough funding.
Out of business, just out of business.
Out of business.
Now, I don't know the official situation at the moment. What I wanted to bring up on the Phoenix Arena thing obviously was a topic because the co-founder Apex, who I guess had slowly pulled away from the project to go do his own thing on House of Titans, you know, that was what initially got a lot of people kind of like, what's going on with them? And then I remember seeing this, but I didn't really put two and two together of like, I just wasn't paying attention to this project at the time. On August 31st, you know, less than a month ago, they had a mint that they were trying to raise some funding for. And then as House of Titans and kind of stuff launched, I guess the other founder from this project has kind of gone more like radio silent with this. And they've got their own story, I guess, that I don't know. I guess we're maybe waiting to hear fully. Maybe it's in the Discord. I'm not in there, so I don't know the full extent of this. But it's one of those ones where some people were confused because I guess they had like an alpha. They actually had like gameplay. It wasn't like they hadn't built anything for anybody. And it goes to show that like if projects don't have the funding, they don't have the backing, like how quickly something can crumble inside this space. I can't imagine that was an easy one for them too, because what they're showing us, at least what you're seeing here over there, that's not something that you do overnight.
No, it looks good to me. Yeah, no, I think that was the biggest surprise. And disappointment, but it's also something we've talked about from the beginning. And when we talk about when other projects come up that say they're developing a game, and it's like, are you? Because like how much work goes into that. When we see, indie games are a huge market on Steam. There's been indie games that are extremely successful and make a shit ton of money, up to where they are now some of the biggest games around. Even seeing something small like Minecraft back in the day to where it is now at, where that wasn't at a massive studio at first. But some of these, so it's possible, but something we've always said, that it's not just like something you can just simply do in like some free time usually, unless you're working on it for 15 years, and it's expensive.
I just wish the products in general, like before they would rug, just ask for help from the community. Like there's plenty of people probably in this community that could help in some way or form, that's maybe even part of their specific Phoenix related community, that would have loved to have hopped in or give their 2 cents, just advise them on what to do business wise. What are my next steps? What should I do to get this thing to move along, where I want it, where it needs to go? Before you just throw in the towel, ask for help. That's my biggest thing. Like just ask.
Or don't just give an announcement. Hey, like it's not working out. We didn't raise funds, so
give
bye.
Just ask for help first.
It's like because instantly you kill any kind of anything that you built when you, especially in this space when it's tied to the NFTs, because most people are just looking at their financial investment into your project or NFTs at this point. But yeah, no, it was tough to see that with them because they, again, at one point these had over 100 and something ADA floor way back when. So it's just, that was a wild thing to see. And another one, which is a bigger one, I guess. I mean, I think
that was a bigger curveball in my opinion. This one,
it was a curveball because of the way it was announced too. Disco Solaris over here, where they were pretty much just like, due to the Silk Toad, which I guess was their minter. It was they were minting a second collection over here called Mobius Pioneers, which were pretty much like customized like bases. You had like a customized like male or female base, and then they had like different traits that you'd be able to use, and they were minting through that Silk Toad site. And then they basically were saying that the Silk Toad is just not working with them, something. So I don't know what I don't know all the full details of it. Basically, they were trying to use them as like the issue, and then Silk Toad did a space, and then they were like, no, actually it's them. And then a couple days later, here you go, is that they decided to offer the brand of Disco Solaris to the Silk Toad for a symbolic payment of $1 as a sign of goodwill towards the community, and they've accepted the offer. So this was the Silk Toad, I guess, was a community initiative, like for the people who like have wanted to, keep the project alive. There's been some notable people inside the Cardano community have been always rocked the Disco Solaris PFPs. So I can imagine why, that some people thought this was a big issue. And I'll be completely honest with you, outside of the Mobius Pioneers, I have no clue what Disco Solaris was doing. Like, really had no clue. So
no, I haven't followed along beyond that first mint, those first big flips. And it was kind of out of my mind at that point, because it's another one I thought was kind of like, you're going to have to prove to me you're going to be doing anything more than just that initial hype. And this is where we're at right now.
Yeah, I don't know. CJ, do you ever get into, I mean, I know obviously we didn't really get into much. I remember early on with Disco Solaris, we were interested with them. I don't even know if I ever minted one or not.
I never minted or bought secondary. I was interested. I kind of did like the artwork, but I never actually fully went in on it.
I liked the like Neo Miami thing.
Yeah, that's the theme. I like the colors of it.
It was cool. But yeah, I never really fully like dived deep into it. But just kind of seeing stuff like this, and I can imagine that as this time goes on, we've talked about it so many times. Or do you want to call them a rug pull, a failed business venture? They didn't have funding. What people are burnt out, whatever you want to call these things. The majority of these projects at this point, we've talked about it so much in the past, and it's like the reality's hitting us. It's always like that thing of like, I know it's going to happen. I know it's going to happen. So I shouldn't be shocked. But then when it actually happens, we're like, oh my God, it actually is shocking. And it's just like human nature, I think, to feel that way. But in reality, this isn't anything new. And I think you're going to see a lot more of this as these months continue to go on, because to be honest, NFTs at this point, really, there's not much going for them at the moment in the overall scheme of the market right now. Now, I'm not saying that there's not projects
like
out
the bubbles popping.
Yes. Yeah, there you go. Not
every project, definitely.
The illusion is gone, right? Like that period has like worn off, right? And people are kind of seeing this stuff for what it is. Like, hey, man, we were spending ridiculous amounts of money on this artwork that people thought was going to do all this crazy stuff, but it was really just speculation based on some successful projects from way back when, and also just being in an unknown market at that time. So now here we are, and there are, I think everything has evolved so much more. And then, like you said, we're asking, what's your business plan before? So a lot of these projects are even being able to mint right now, because I'm not going to go ahead. We know the game at this point.
Yep. There's people that are in here with, like, we have the realization, like, okay, like, what do I need to sell off now? Because I know they're not doing shit down the line. I know what they say they might be doing, but they're really not. I think the people that have been here for the past year, 2 years, that are still, grinding and pushing, you can tell they have a good or decent business background, at least, to kind of see this thing out. But some of these new ones coming out, or some of the ones that have just came out, it's going to be like, I don't know where they're going to end up, honestly, in the next even 6 months.
Before you got on, TJ, that's what I was telling Tommy, where a lot of these projects now, and there's some examples of solid ones, but a lot of them now, for me, because everyone's coming with promises. Obviously, you're asking for some money. For the most part, they at least offer one thing that they're doing. Some of them is much weaker than others. We looked at them where it's like, this is a joke roadmap, but they're still going to offer something. But from where we're at, for the most part, it's like, you haven't shown me anything. If you're not bringing anything up front to the table, if you're making a game and you don't have any sort of alpha mate or anything, if you don't have any sort of thing to bring before mint, to show us what you're doing, it's how is the hype? Okay, good enough for a flip and profit. Awesome, I did that. I will not look at it again until they show me something else that's real, that's concrete. Or maybe if they do have some sort of second flip, if there's enough hype for actual profits to be made on a flip, that's as much as I'll care about it beyond, because if you're telling me, hey, it's gonna be 2 or 3 years, we'll have a company someday, it's like, really? I heard that 2 years ago. And unless my example was like a Gophers that came forward, TJ, I was telling Tommy this one, like when Gophers came, they're like, we already have miners, we have the land, we know what we're doing, we know where we're going. This is going to allow us to do it 10 times more. That's it. But we're already doing it. And we can show you that we've already made profits and show that it works. So it's like, that makes sense. Great. Awesome.
I wanted to say, just to even bringing Gophers up as an example, they did a pre-sale, right? Like they tested their market to see, like, hey, like, can we do this with, an early, we'll reward people for earlier prices and maybe a little bit better mining type rewards to them or anything like that. But we'll do like a little test, see how it goes, and then we'll really scale it. Which is what you normally see in real businesses too, in startups. They have a product, they think it's viable. They don't go full balls to the wall in production. They don't ask for, the $5 million up front. They ask you for, hey, there's $500,000, trust in us to see if we can do this for you. And then we go. And I'd love to see that approach more.
Oh yeah. Well, even like bringing up Gophers too, like I remember even us, we were skeptical of that initially as well. Even their first bit, but they kept pushing forward and saying, no, this is what we're really going to do. This is what's really going to happen. And they're proving that by the receipts they show so
Invoices.
far. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Like the fact that, like, that's what I was saying. Like, if you can be transparent.
Yeah.
That's
and a lot. And I'll be honest with you, like, unless these new projects, we were talking about the mint meta and stuff like that of the miner, like crypto miner, like thing going on, like, hey, we're going to purchase crypto miners now, and that's going to be how we do revenue projects. We're all going to be Goofy Gopher light right now. And I think unless they are going through Goofy Gophers, who is a legitimate, project that actually has, like you said, the receipts to back it up. If somebody's trying to go that route themselves, like, dude, I'm automatic red flag right off the bat, especially in the Cardano side of things. Until you guys can really, like you said, prove that and earn that respect, not just because, oh, Gophers did it, we're doing that, our project's the same. It's like, no, you guys aren't even close yet. So, but yeah, when it comes to like the like I said, the illusion may be over at this point. I think it's been over for a while. But I think a lot more people are starting to kind of realize it. Maybe these quote unquote rug pulls or whatever you want to call them, failed business ventures, are really just kind of bringing that to light for people. And I think that in this market, like you were saying, like, what can I sell off? Tom, you mentioned, like, is there NFTs in my wallet? Like, I have, hundreds of NFTs sitting there. Like, how many of these could I really offload at this point and just even be liquid? Not even that maybe I take a loss or, whatever the case may be.
5 ADA.
Yeah. Like, how much can I actually offload?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's like that. How how many more of these are in my wallet right now? That, yeah, they may be getting some sales here or there. Or they have a decent amount of hype, but next year at this time, how many more of those are going to be sitting in your wallet? And it's like, that's where everybody, I think, is in consolidation mode. Or if you're not, you should be considering it, because like you said, unless you just like having JPEGs sit in your wallet for a little while and you're a collector and that's what you like to do, or you don't mind wasting money on some stuff, like you really, people need to like, I think, really consolidate and focus on a few projects that you really do like, or communities that you enjoy, products you think are going to make it. And the rest of this stuff right now, man, I'm hanging on to that ADA because it's the reality is hit, man. We're in the deep in the bear market. The biggest amount of fear is up right now. And I know it will get better, but right now it just feels like, hey, man, like we went through a hard time here, and it's a lot of this stuff will never make it through it.
It's even a tough time for like projects to even try to bring in new people into the crypto or NFT scene in general, because of the bear market of what's going on, it's hard to convince someone to buy an asset of any project. And I love some of these projects we've talked about, but it's still hard to convince the common person or the Web 2 person to come over to Web 3 side to see what they have going on. Cause it's like I said, it's not a quote unquote fun time right now, really.
Well, and like you said too, Tom, I think we're going to see, like, obviously, like you said, how many of those are going to be next year worth the same thing that these ones are now? They're just sitting there worth nothing. You can't sell them.
Yep.
And I think it comes down to too, like some of these projects, they had those early successes. They maybe sold out quick, or the floor rose up quick, had a ton of secondary action, and those founders were like, "Wow, we just made a nice little chunk, and we want to use it." Right. We want to reward ourselves, but we want to hire a few people that we can really help round this out. Or even, maybe some things that did need to be hired in some cases, giving back some people, like paying people to run your Discord and things like that, that maybe they could have saved a little money if they would have just did some of the hours themselves or something. And now we're seeing where I think that they're like, oh shit, we're like running out of money. And what am I going to go do? Work a 9 to 5 to make money from a job that I'm putting, like, work my ass off for 40 hours a week, and then use that money to invest in an NFT project to try and, like, pull it back up. Like, at that point, it's kind of like, I'm probably not. I'm going to call it quits and go get a real job. Time to join the real world. This one didn't work out. So it's just, I think we're going to see that more, is like, people are like, I'd love to do this, but I don't know what to keep doing, and anything to kind of get back to where we want to be as far as our floor price goes, or like hype in the community, would require us to invest a significant amount of money, or just some of our money. And I think some founders are probably at the point too where they're like, maybe they didn't really take off a whole lot of profit for themselves. We're trying to really ride this through, and they're at the point where they're like, all right, I got like 25K ADA left in the account for the company. I could try and like do something, but is that really going to do anything? Is the floor going to 2-3x? Like, probably not. I'll probably just waste all the money in my account. This one just didn't work out. Not every project's going to, unfortunately. It's not like they can just be like, hey, we just went and hired Bungie, they're going to make our game now for us. Like, it's not going to happen. So they're like, you know what? I'm going to take 20K and I'm going to say, sorry, this didn't work out. And I'm going to pay myself for the past 2 years that I've worked on this. I think that's, we're just going to continue to see that as we're still stuck kind of in this rut, this bear market.
Man, it
sucks, but it's not as much fun. It's definitely more fun, we're talking October 2021, and we're just like, yeah, what's minting this week? I'm buying all of it because
I got no rhyme or reason other than it's probably going to go up. That was like the market we were in, and that's why I think that next run up, you're definitely going to have those people. I mean, that's never going to stop. Like you said, the lotto, the gamble never is going to stop. But a lot of people who are like, the holders, people are like, I bought this and it's going to do so well, like long term. A lot of us are gonna be like, dude, there's no way. Like, if you got that, you made that much money off that right away, or it's worth that much, right? Right after bat, sell that thing, man. Just take your profits. I feel like I've heard that so many times, and we have not followed advice early. Well, maybe when we should have, and it's a learning lesson we all learned. But nowadays, like, yeah, man, I'm paying attention. I'm not doing that shit no more.
Nope.
And like Tom said, I was like, what are you minting? It's like, I see a new mint coming up, and it's like,
Yep.
Do I really care what's going on at all? Do I really want to get involved with another community?
I have a theory about that too. I think that like some of these projects are struggling to get, those sell out, or even sell out at all, or they're taking longer than they normally would have. And I don't know necessarily if it's always because people are like, I'm holding off, or I don't really like the look of this one, or just don't really, it's a bear market, I don't trust them. I just think people aren't paying attention. I just think people are like, what's ADA at? 22 cents? Yeah, would you expect me to sit on Twitter all day reading about this stuff to find new mints. Like I'm not mint. I don't care about any mints right now. I got a wallet full of shit I can't sell. Why would I want to buy more shit when ADA is terrible and I'm spending?
What'd you think of, Tommy?
I immediately was thinking Step Brothers.
It's got a belly full of
white dog shit. And
you drop this shit on me right now?
Belly full of white dog.
Literally what I thought of.
I can drop this shit. Yeah, 100% was that quote.
But yeah, you got a wallet full of things you can't sell. Now they're asking you to buy more things, and it's not at the 65 ADA, 70 ADA you're used to. Now you're spending 250, 350 ADA, and it's not on projects or people It's brand new things you've never seen that are offering the same things that you've been sold on the past 2 years. And it's just like, I'm not paying attention. Like, it's not that I'm not even, it's like, okay, new project, XYZ Bears coming out, whatever. It's not that I'm like, I don't trust them or I don't like the look of the art. It's literally just like, what? I've never heard of them because I'm not looking. I don't care. Like, it's just, why? Like, I'm not saying me personally. I just think that's a lot of people right now that were in the community and we're kind of riding on making some fun profits and maybe knew a few people that got them in, but weren't maybe as serious, like on Discord all day long. And at this point, like that's why some of these projects, we just lost part of that community. And not that they're gone forever. I think, we see ADA come back up, things get a little more exciting. People pay attention when there's money. But right now, when they're like, I had thousands of dollars worth of ADA from all those flips in 2021. Now I look at my wallet and it's worth $14. Like, it's depressing. I don't, I'm not like someone though, you know what I mean? They're like, I don't care. I don't want to look right now. It looks like shit. I'll wait till things are better. They're just not paying attention. They're taking a break. They step back from the space. And I think we're seeing projects still come out, which is great. People still develop in the space. That's great. But then some of them just aren't selling out because we don't have as many people kind of looking at it right now, I think.
Nope.
I think there's the stuff that does well, or in my opinion, is the stuff that people already have a product that they can offer, or they're already, they've got something to show. Those are the ones maybe right now in this space where they're going to, at least sell out, like look at something like tool heads and maybe tapping tools, stuff like that, where you can use it, you can do something with it, or at least it's functional. But if it's something like you said, Tom, where like it's something brand new, mints out, it's hyped up for a little bit. Even if they are building something cool, we know how long that takes to really get going. So if you're interested in that, like if you're being from like the experience point of view, instead of minting, unless you want to go for the gamble of getting the rare or the 1-1 and stuff like that, probably could just sit back and get it for half off like a week later. That's just the reality. That's the reality.
I think some people just like they're just tuning it out too. It's like, hey, we have new ancient forest monkey project coming out. Step 1, a white project, build the lore. Step 2, build community. Step 3, shiny monkey hat evolution. And everyone's just like, I don't give a shit about like what, build the lore. Like, I don't care about your lore. Like, I didn't care about
staking.
the project.
You don't like shiny monkey helmets
from a year and a half ago. You had to build and get the brand going. Like and I've said this about the merch sales, and lore's another big one. Like the comic books, when you see,
I'm getting really echoey.
Am I?
It just shut off. Is that TJ?
Was it me?
Oh,
did you hear
just you? I don't know. But no, like you see Mallard Order, like the comic book, like the comic book's great.
Yeah, we're gonna throw something the fuck off right now. I'm just trying to mess him up. He's powering through us though.
Oh, I'm just saying though, I love the lore they built, and it comes from building the fun from the beginning of the project that got us engaged. Whereas like, if you just come out the front, like care about my lore, and it's like, who are you?
Yeah.
No, I don't want your shirts. I don't want your lore. I don't want any of that.
Thinking about it now,
that right and correct.
Putting Tommy in the lore, that's the first red flag right there. If you have to use a community member for a lore, red flag.
Is that why our space otters went down, dude? Boo! Oh, no, man. RIP. No, man. I don't even know where to go from there.
Well, I do want to say the one thing, like, that's a great example too, space otters. I think some of these projects need to, like, there's a missing piece there as far as the rewards go. Like, so many projects do try to build some sort of system like that, where there's going to be some sort of reward that's built within their quote unquote ecosystem, within their token, or some sort of rewards within their projects. And none of those have so far paid out well enough. And that's where we're seeing things like Gophers, or the big one, Derpers, we just had on Monday, where like that, I think, is like that kind of missing piece where like, oh, they have all this gamification, kind of this like staking platform, but with a little bit more to it, a little more strategy, a little more interactivity. But then you're getting some possible potential real good rewards in cash money. like something you want, you know what I mean? Not just like, oh, cool, I just got a whole bunch of something I don't want or need and I can't sell either. So I'm not going to play this anymore.
Yeah. Well, jumping through, I think, into the next topic, or I guess, guys, this is going to be my last podcast of the month over here.
Because you're 35 now, so you're off the show. That's it.
Yeah, dude,
yeah,
freaking 35,
boys. You're 35 now. It's
disappearing.
over.
I'm out. I'm out. I'm done. I hit my. Although I don't think I'm in financial freedom mode.
Podcast for the month too.
Technically, yeah, it's actually both of ours.
It is.
Well. Yeah, it's next week's game. Next week's game week. So
yeah,
last Wednesday of the month. You're leaving us. You're leaving us in the trenches taking grenades for 2 live shows.
Hey, but we're going over to Vegas. Vegas, baby. Woo! Picture Alan.
Can we make that a soundboard?
I was going to say, we need to add
that is.
But oh man, we're going NFTxLV. I was, to be honest with you, I wasn't even sure if I'm going to make it. I still am not 100% committed at this moment, only because work has been going nuts. So I think I'm going to get away, but maybe we'll see. If something crazy happens, maybe not. But I think for sure I'll be out there. Just if so facto. I think I just went back and forth in my head 9 times. If for sure going to be there.
Are you going to be there?
Just a wink for all the viewers or audio listeners out there. But yeah, no, we're going to be out at NFTxLV, or I guess I'm going to be out there, and looking forward to meeting some of the people and projects again this year. We'll be curious to see what the turnout is, like you said, in a market that is so much.
Very curious what that would be.
I mean, it looks like they've got more and more people over here, coming into the space. It's sponsored by, IOHK. And they've got some big projects. You see Virtual, you see Mount Order, Cornucopias. We have Whimsy over there, Hosky. So there's definitely some big name projects that are going to be out there. The Cardano Foundation. So it feels like they've got a good amount of people that are coming.
They're already in the space. Those are all great projects and people we've already mentioned that are already in the space. I just feel like they really fell through with marketing on this. I really do. I don't think they marketed enough or properly.
Or are we just not paying attention because it's a bear market? Nobody's really paying attention.
All right, we'll go to their Twitter then. Let's see what they got going on then.
All right, let's see. TJ, I want to pull it up. Yeah.
Let's see if we're not paying attention.
6 hours ago, they got Twitter Space coming up.
Marketing to Cardano. Okay, let's see what else.
Hey, Cardano Foundation, though. What else? Most of it's a Cardano NFT thing. So understand marketing.
NFTxLV.
That's my point.
He's like saying so. And after last year, that was my kind of thing. After last year's, where it really felt more like the first kind of get together of our community. A lot of people meeting each other for the first time. This time, is this just like the reunion and everyone's going to hang out? Because it kind of now like with the echo chamber term or whatever, but it's all within our own community. You're not bringing in any kind of fresh blood. You're not getting any like. Is there some sort of like other NFT projects coming in from other blockchains, that kind of thing that you like to see them push a little bit more, and not just make it Cardano, because things aren't like necessarily on fire right now in Cardano or any space. So let's kind of bring together. We can all share our misery and learn about each other, or maybe get some new interest going. Where it's like it'll be fun, I'm sure, for the people going to hang out with people they talk with in Discord all day. But how productive will it be? Or
we'll just see other blockchains and other projects or communities eyes on the Cardano projects. That's the point of the name change, in my opinion. Then just market to those blockchains too, and have them included in what you're marketing.
Yeah, I would like to see it marketed to, like I said, a more vast group of people. 100%. Because again, if you're trying to grow it outside of just the Cardano bubble, then I think that's where you need to go. Although I do like to see that, of course, if IOHK is sponsoring it, and it's good. They got a bigger reach out there.
So absolutely. I'm not knocking that at all. I 100% think that's great.
Well, I'm saying I'm glad that they're actually putting something out about it. Although, like I said, it falls on deaf ears for anybody outside of space. So like I would have liked to see, I guess, I know they have some VeChain stuff that they're working or partnered with or having, I guess, come out there.
That's dope.
So I would love to see that initiative kind of grow, because outside of this, Cardano usually just gets dunked on for the most part when it comes to the blockchain kind of, with all the different coins and events. Cardano seems to be like bottom tier that's just the reality of it. So I'm hoping that as Cardano starts to grow and we've got a bigger community out here, that they're able to actually like attract some interest from other people outside of this. because I do think we have some amazing people and builders inside the space.
Oh yeah.
It's just yeah, like you said.
So I mean, we want to get people eyes on.
You want to share it. You want people to see
it.
it.
Reflects it's going to be there.
Reflects, I did see that down there.
I just saw that on the comment, but
yeah.
And last year was great though. I had a great time last year. I enjoyed
100%.
the project. It was a good time. I'm not saying this year is not going to be a good time, but like I said, just I wish they would have marketed better outside of Cardano. That's all I'm kind of saying and getting at.
And definitely, yeah, true. Like I will give them credit too. It is amazing to see this where it's come to, like compared to where we were when we were still like on lockdowns at that time, and it was all virtual events. The very first one of this, and you know, they had the Aeonium Sky, and you remember you got your Cardano. You still have? Do you still have the ticket, Tommy?
Yeah, I still got the what do you call it?
The first one?
Yeah, the little pass and all that stuff. Yeah, I still got all
the
that
legacy
stuff.
pass, and like, you know, you got all those airdrops back then, the yummies, like just how cool that was, and how kind of, as far as, you know, where we were, monumental, I guess, or a benchmark moment, just one we can look back on and clearly remember happening. And then where it's come to now is amazing. But it'll also be, I think, kind of interesting too, because like what we've talked about the past 30 minutes or whatever is these projects that we've seen that haven't made it. Were they there last year, Phoenix Arena or Disco Solaris? Do you remember?
I think Disco Solaris was there.
I can't remember.
I'd be surprised if they weren't, but I don't
know.
I'm just curious, you know, like how many other ones, you know, have bit the dust since then that you won't see, you know, projects like we said, how prominent that old money display was at the one last year, and this year, you know, that those kind of things will be not as present. So it will be very interesting to see kind of where things go and what the turnout is. I'm really hoping you're not walking around in like a 10% full convention center.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there's quite a bit
just for Cardano,
projects.
like not even hating on it. I'm hoping for us. Like we want to, you know, I want to see people come out. They don't make it the necessarily easiest as far as the cost and the time that it's occurring. So it's just hopefully this is.
I'm looking at the number of exhibitors here, and there's a pretty good amount over here. So which is good. And I know last year, TJ, when we got a chance to walk through it, I mean, it felt pretty. I mean, it was pretty busy. Well, for at least for the first like the 2 days that we were there.
No, the videos you shown, it was solid.
It was solid, yeah. So I'm looking forward to. I'm just looking forward to meeting a lot of the people and founders and stuff that we've got a chance to connect with over the years. I'm looking forward to meeting the Mallet Order team out there and a few others. Dave over there from Derpers recently, and hopefully connecting again with some of the content creators and everybody that we're out there. It's going to definitely be different, but I will hopefully bring you guys some sort of content back. We'll see what we get.
Bring me some merch, dude.
Yeah, I'll see what I can find. See if I can get you guys some card pack. Yeah, I was gonna say I can see if I can get you some
card packs, 100%.
Yep. See if I can get you some clay. Maybe I can get you some clay slugs. I saw the
slugs today. Yeah, just came out the oven today.
So we'll see. Maybe they got a little gameplay preview over there.
No, 8 and 9 frogs this year.
I think you got to go to the BTC convention for that one.
Yeah, it's weird. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. A lot of changes since the last.
Aren't they space cadets or something now?
Yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah, I couldn't even tell you. Honestly,
that's what I'm saying, dude. I don't know. Ordinals, like I said, everything just comes and goes these days. But maybe you never know. But other than that, we'll get you guys. I guess I'll catch you guys back when I'm 35 in October. Yeah, and then speaking of October, we I think the week after I get back. We're coming up into our 2-year anniversary.
Happy anniversary. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, number 2.
October 8th, 10th. What did you say it was? 8th?
Well, technically the 15th is the official.
That was the first day, the first Friday
for the OGs out there.
Okay. Yeah. So technically, the 16th or whatever it is. But yeah, I think that whatever that second week of October is our 2-year anniversary. That's pretty big that coming up. That means that we're coming into the terrible 2s, which means year 3 is going to be horrible.
Those terrific 3s.
Terrific 3s. Technically, we were in the 2. No, we're not. No, are we technically in 2s right now?
It depends on what, birthday thing is kind of weird. Some people count, your year 0, some count 1. So.
Yeah, I would say, right? Like when you turn 1, you're 1. And when you turn 2, you're 2. So we're technically turning 2. TJ's face.
Some people do. Some cultures do it differently. Where when you're born, you're 1.
A lot of that. I think
and then your first birthday, you turn 2.
I don't like that.
I don't.
Are they
like that?
So what are their cultures? They are the OGs. They have OG birthdays.
Exactly.
All right. still don't agree with that. Although we're rocking at episode 0 for the OGs. This is 92 for them. I can't keep up with our numbers anymore, dude. We just keep on keeping on.
We should just axe that part too, huh?
What? No, you got to keep episode count. We have to keep count.
But do we have to say the OG part still?
Oh.
Maybe. I mean, well,
technically episode 177 for all the OGs. It just sounds terrible.
We might have to start. Yeah.
Technically, we'll take it into
consideration. We'll take it into consideration.
We'll take for year 2 feedback over there. But yeah, episode 100 ain't too far away then, huh? 9 more weeks.
Ain't too bad, eh?
Ain't too bad, eh?
Do though. All right, we're giving away 100 ADA to 100. The one ADA BBs. 1 ADA to 100 people.
50 otters and 50 BBs.
It's gonna cost us more. Oh, yo, BBs. Come take my vibes. And not my eyes.
Do we have 100? Do we have 100 trash NFTs we could put together?
Absolutely, we do.
We'll go through all of our wallets and just find out throughout the years and 2 years what we just don't give a shit about, and we'll do an exclusive giveaway.
NFT giveaway.
Yep, and that nobody's gonna want. So there's gonna be one loser.
The compost pile of NFTs.
Oh man!
And if you win, you have to pay for the transaction fees.
There you go.
So technically, you lose. Loser.
Who is there?
Episode 100. That's exciting. I mean, we're trying to stay excited. We're trying to keep energetic. You know, even tonight, I joked around because Tommy running a little late, and I was like, "Yeah, me and Tommy got a hard cutoff at 9:05 p.m. After that, we can't do it." And,
yep.
But
I agreed.
We're still here. We're still grinding. I mean, we want to do this. We enjoy doing it. It's fun to get to hang out.
Like Chingy.
I mean, it ends up being one of those things too. Like, you know, we're recording on a Wednesday night, so sure, there's some nights we would like to do some other stuff, but at the same time, like, what the hell are you doing on Wednesday at 9 o'clock? Like, it's fun to get to hang out with some buddies and be creative and have a laugh and joke about monkey pictures. So definitely want to keep on, you know, hopefully get to episode 101.
I'm just trying to figure out what TJ's Chingy reference was.
It's Clips. It's not Chingy. It's Clips that sings grinding.
Oh, grinding. God. Oh, you know, a fun fact about Clips is, you know, Pusha T, they're like twins. I didn't know that until years later. Pusha T was in Clips. More you know.
Let's end it on that.
Yeah. We didn't even wrap it up on the back end. We just went straight to the back end.
Hey, we're